Welcome to Basics in Lucidspark. Before we jump in, there are a few things I want to call out. While we are working in Lucidspark today, the Lucid Suite is actually made up of two products with two unique feature sets that both can be used on this one infinite canvas. So first, Lucidspark can be used for a number of different things, but in general, I love to use Lucidspark anytime I need to brainstorm individually or with my team, or if I need to visualize project plans, or if I need to just facilitate a meeting. But in the event that you might need to diagram a process or get access to more shapes, Lucidchart is going to be your go-to. And you can easily navigate to that product and feature set by clicking right up here and then here. Next, we have a board set up for you today, but if you're starting from a blank document and you just want to save time setting up your board or get some inspiration for your work, be sure to check out our template library here. So speaking of the board that we have set up for you, let me show you what we will be building. So by the end of the lesson, you will have a Lucidspark board like this that you can use to introduce yourself to your team or your organization. So you'll learn how to add structure to your board, how to customize these fun elements, and then of course, how to share and invite people into this virtual space that you have created. So let's go back to our activity document and zoom in on our first task. Now, in order to zoom in and out and pan around in Lucid, if you're on a trackpad, you'll just make a pinching motion with your fingers to zoom out, and then the opposite to zoom in, and then you'll just drag two fingers across the trackpad to pan around. And if you're using a mouse, you will just move the scroll wheel to zoom in and out, and then hold the right click to pan around. As a reference point, when you're creating a board, you'll want to do that between 50 and 75% zoom so that the elements are easy to see and sized or scaled the same. And the first thing that we need to do when we open up a new Lucidspark document is to make sure that we give it a title. So when you open up a brand new Lucidspark board, the title will always be blank board. So if we don't give each one a unique name, we end up with tons of documents called blank board on our Lucid homepage, which can get confusing. So we can see from our task list here that we are going to title this document About Me and then add your name. So I'll do that really quickly. Now that we've done that, we will just come here to our task. We'll double click and check that off. Very satisfying. And as we go along, you can keep yourself on track by coming back to the checklist to mark things off as you complete them on your own board. So next we need to add a few more sections to our About Me board. We've got it started for you, but we're going to add two more of what are called frames. And as you can see, the canvas is infinite. So what frames do is frames help us create a designated space for the topics we want to cover. And to access frames, I'd like to introduce you to the primary toolbar. And the primary toolbar uses what we like to call click it and stick it functionality. So if you choose a feature and then you click it, then you can just simply stick it to your board. I'll delete that so it doesn't get in the way. So if we navigate to our organizers icon here in our primary toolbar, we can see that we can easily add a frame by actually using the shortcut F. So this feature has a shortcut. So I'm just going to select F on my keyboard. Then you can see the crosshairs appear on your screen. And I'll go ahead and draw a frame. And then I'll click F again and I'll draw another frame. Bring that down a little bit. And I will double click here to give them both a title. And here. Perfect. Now, as you can see, when we click on our frame to give it a title, there is a toolbar that appears to help us to customize even more. So you'll see this appear above every element you add to the board. So we can change the size of our text. So let's see what size this is. This is large, so let's change that to match. We'll do large and maybe pull it down a little bit. So we've changed the size of the text. Now we can do the line color and the fill. Do that a little bit lighter. Same thing over here. We'll make it large. We'll change the outline and the fill color. And there we go. Keep in mind, as you are building your board and structuring your boards in the future, that in general, we read from left to right and top to bottom. So as you can see, here we've included our most important information on the left. If you do want to emphasize the visual flow of your board, of your frames, just to make it even more clear for your audience, you can actually click on your frames and you'll see these purple nodes appear. And then you can drag lines between your frames just to make it extra clear the intended order and flow of your information. Feel free at any time to pause the video and customize your board, make it your own, and then come back and continue on when you're ready. Now we are going to add sticky notes about ourselves to each of the 4 sections. So when we add sticky notes to the board, the easiest and quickest way to do that is just to double click within the frame. And as you can see, a sticky note in my collaborator color appeared right on the board. And you can add your information. I'm originally from Kansas. And then you can double click to add another. Then I'll lasso them, change the color so that they match. And I can keep going as needed, adding as many sticky notes as I need. So for the sake of time, I've gone ahead and filled these things out. Okay, now we've got a good foundation for our board. We have kind of an outline. So now we want to make it even more visually interesting. As you can see, I've kind of tipped some of my sticky notes to make it more interesting. I've used this customization bar to change my text a little bit. And you can also add an image of yourself. So this shape is actually called a profile shape. So if you have an image of yourself already for your account picture in Lucid, what you can do is just click on this, click assign your profile, and there it is. And I actually want mine to match. So I'm going to change the color to match my blue. And if you don't have a profile picture in Lucid, you can easily just screenshot or copy and paste from another source to add a picture of yourself. Now I am, as you can see, originally from Kansas. So I'm going to add an emoji of a sunflower to the board. So I'll just grab that, place it right there. And then I also want to add a fun GIF of the Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home. Perfect. And as you can see, as I add elements to the board, sometimes the layering gets a little wonky. So if I want to bring my sunflower emoji to the front, I'll just click this More button here. Click Arrange. I'm going to select Bring to Front. And now it's in front of my Wizard of Oz. So I'll just drag that a little bit. And as I'm adjusting things, maybe I don't want to risk moving something that I didn't intend to move. For example, my frame here. So I'm just going to click on it and again, go to this toolbar and I'm going to select Lock. So now I won't accidentally move it. So just some quick tips to help you as you're building your board. I also find it helpful when I am building or interacting with others on the board to connect related ideas with lines. So for example, here, I want to make it really clear that when I'm talking about my first job, I'm talking about this sticky note right here. So I'm just going to drag and drop a line from this sticky note to this sticky note. And I'll do the same thing here, connecting those sticky notes, making it really clear that those ideas are related. All right. And again, to save time, I'm going to replace this, unlock that frame, and here I have my finished version. So with our board complete, we want to just leave our presentation on the board, just our frames. We want to delete all of the activity details. So I'll zoom out a little bit. I'll select everything here. And now we can share with our colleagues and teammates so that they can see our board. So we'll go up here to our share menu. And I'm going to invite my colleague. Perfect. I'll select invite. And there we go. And now we can see our colleagues joining the board. Another quick tip is if your board is really big or if there are lots of cursors flying around and your collaborators need to locate your cursor or the facilitator's cursor, just go up here to the collaborator menu and you'll see the list of your collaborators. So I'm just going to click on the person I want to follow. and you're immediately brought to their view of the board. So a super quick way to get your bearings on the board. Okay, I'll go ahead and stop following. Now, one way we can facilitate better collaboration synchronously or asynchronously is by leaving a comment, specifically asking for feedback from our teammate or collaborators. So I'll go right here and I will click on this More button right here. I'm going to select Add Comment. And then if my colleague was in the board with me or not in the board with me, this is still a great way to call attention to the feedback that I need. So I can leave a comment just like that. I can assign a task if I need to, and I'll go ahead and select Comment. And now we have a super easy to follow record of our communication back and forth in the board. All right, if you enjoyed this lesson and want to practice even more, you can go down here to the question mark, which is our Learning Center. Then you can select one of the thumbnails to walk through an experience or watch a video to learn how to do things. And you can do that while you're on the canvas at the same time. Take the time you need to finish your board, experiment with the different features that we've covered, and when you're ready, move on to the next section or move on to the quiz to earn your badge.